Lap tapping is one of the best ways to express your style in a guitar, but there are not much tutorial resources out there because it's a relatively new style. So in this video, I'm gonna explain everything you need to know before you start lap tapping. With the knowledge, you can easily start learning the thing and eventually spices up your music creativity. The first thing is a guitar. So you must have a guitar before you start lap tapping. This is the only requirement, and basically the other things I'm gonna explain later are optional. This is the only requirement. So if you have a guitar, you're ready to go. What kind of guitar you have doesn't really matter. Acoustic guitar, classical guitar, electric guitar, or any other fancy shape guitars, it doesn't really matter. As long as it looks like a guitar, it works in lap tapping world. Second thing is posture. Let me explain my posture at first. Here, I'm sitting on a chair. My legs are wide open. My legs is basically bent at 90 degree. And then on top of that, I'm gonna put this guitar. You wanna make sure that the guitar is stable on your lap. For example, in my posture, the left leg is slightly higher than right leg because acoustic guitar body has this height. To make the fretboard horizontal, I'm adjusting left leg and the right leg height I'm actually using this footrest. Now, if you don't have a footrest, you can use, for example, books or boxes, whatever things. You don't need to spend money on these things. Or even you can adjust your chair. Sometimes you don't even need these things. Or even if you don't want to use a chair, that's even possible. You sit on the floor and then crossing legs, then put a guitar on your lap. Yeah, whatever the posture you use, what you want to make sure is that the guitar is really stable on your lap, and then the fretboard is horizontal. You can comfortably play the things. Now, while you're playing, tapping or sliding, whatever things, guitar is really moving around on your lap. If your guitar is slanted like this way or that way, the guitar is slowly moving around, and then the guitar is dislocated. You have to adjust it again. So to prevent that, you want to make sure that guitar is really hold on your lap, then you start playing. I'm actually using this sticky clothes. You put this sticky clothes between your right leg and the guitar like this. And this actually makes guitar location stable, even more stable. So even if you hard tapping or the body hit, guitars won't easily dislocated and stays there. Okay, so the third thing is the strings. You put the strings on the guitar. Here there are 6 strings though. The rule of thumb for beginners, use the lightest gauge. So if you go to guitar shop and then you go to the guitar string section, there are many strings. Regardless of the maker, basically gauge starts from extra light, and the next is custom light, and the light, medium, heavy. So from left to right, as gauge becomes heavier, it gets more tension on the string, and then it really hard to tap. Okay, it really affects the playability on lap tapping. It's really hard to tap, it's hard to slide, it's hard to pull, it's hard to make harmonics. For beginners, then playability is everything. I definitely recommend to go for the extra light, the lightest gauge, whatever it is. For example, this is our Elixir. Here you can see the extra light, right? And then the gauge starts from 10 to 47. If it's comfortable playing, it makes you more fun on learning the things, learning the difficult songs. Thing number 4 is tuning. You can use pretty much any tuning for lap tapping, regular tuning, DAD-CAD, or any open tunings that works for lap tapping. Let me give you one example. that I frequently use. Maybe it's very easy to understand for beginners. I'm using Open E tuning. Open E tuning, E, G, B, E, B, E. The key is E in this tuning, and then root note is E, and then fifth string is third interval, which is G, and then fourth string is fifth interval, which is B, octave higher root, then fifth interval, and the root octave higher root again. Now let me give you one example of how you can easily make a phrase in this tuning. I just use 5th, 7th, and 9th fret, and 6th and 4th and 2nd strings to make a phrase. Okay. See, I only use these 3 frets and then these 3 strings, but I can easily make this short phrase. And also, I recommend to remember fret position that where you can tap in this tuning. Here's the chart. Basically, the circle mark is that where you can tap, because it's these notes are on key of E, and then by remembering this chart, this is really helpful to do your improvisation. What I just did is improvisation, no score, just make it right now. But remembering this chart, it's really easy to do this thing. So thing number 5 is practice. Here's what I think: the most efficient method that lets you learn any songs quickly. So there are 2 key things. One is slow tempo training, and the other one is fingering check. Okay, so let's talk about slow tempo training. So the slow tempo training, the idea is to practice a song from really slow tempo. For example, if the original song is 160 BPM, you start practicing from 80 BPM so that it lets you easily follow the finger place. So to do so, I recommend using Guitar Pro. This tool is really nice that let you change tempo anytime, and then you can practice easily. Let me explain how to use Guitar Pro. At the first, you have to download it from website, and you're going to Guitar Pro. Here's the official website, and then you can download trial. So you can start using for free after you install the Guitar Pro. And next, you have to download the Guitar tab. So for example, let's go to this video. In almost all videos, I upload Guitar tab. For example, here tab. Right, here's a download link. And there are 2 types, GP and PDF. GP is a guitar profile. PDF is just a picture. And then in this case, we download this guitar GP file. And then you download this item, download this thing. Okay, then you get this GP file, right? And then you import, you open the GP file on Guitar Pro. So this tool, now I can play the song. Cool. The first you listen to the listen to the notes, how song goes, and you also see the first portion and the strings. The string is 6 strings, 5th string, 4th string, third string, 2nd string, 1st string, and then 5 means that 5th fret. 7th fret, 5th fret. Okay, so like at this measure, in this measure, it's pretty simple. Just you tap 5th, 7th, 5th frets. It's pretty empty and it's relatively easy. But if we goes to a little bit more complicated stuff, like this. So it's super confusing, right? If you feel difficult in slow tempo training, is you change the tempo. You click here. This is the BPM setting, and then currently the original song is 100 BPM, but you set 50. Okay. And then you select, let's say, this measure. You want to practice this measure. By doing this, see, as the song goes slower, you can easily follow the finger position and the fret position. It's much more easy to play in the slower tempo. You can even go slower, like 20. That's really fine. The important thing is you find the most comfortable tempo that you can play. Okay. So and you find the most comfortable tempo you can play, 20, 10, even 5 BPM. That's very fine. And what you do next is that let's say you found that 20 BPM is comfortable for you. You practice this measure again and again until you really comfortable with, and you slowly increasing the tempo. Next is 30, and the next is 40, 50, 60. You keep repeating the practice until it reaches 100. So this is our idea of slow tempo training. As long as you have a GP file, guitar profile, you can do this practice for any songs. Not only these lap tapping scores that I provide, but also you can go to Ultimate Guitar website and then download whatever GP file and then do the same thing. So the next best practice method is fingering check. So fingering check is to basically know how your hand and fingers are supposed to work. If you have a tap, you can see that where you should tap, but still it doesn't give you an idea, like it should play by index finger, middle finger, ring finger, or right hand with left hand. So at first you're going to YouTube video that you want to copy, and then let's move to the particular measure. Oh, by the way, my computer has an issue that it cannot capture the audio from YouTube video, so these videos don't have a sound right now, but just never mind. Okay, so in these measures, fingers and hands are quickly moving. It's really hard to follow, right? So what you're gonna do is basically same idea with slow tempo training. You go into setting and choose playback speed. Choose lowest playback speed. I chose 0.25, and then play again. Now you see that everything is going slowly. My left hand and right hand is going slow, and you can clearly see that, for example, here I'm doing right hand tapping by index finger, and sliding and pulling here. you can see that is how fingers and hands are supposed to work, and then get a rough idea to copy the song. And also, let me explain basic techniques in lap tapping. The first is tapping. Tapping is basically tap the particular fret on particular string. And the next is pulling. Pulling is after tapping, you pull the string like this. This is pulling. And sliding. Sliding is tap and slide, tap and slide, tap and slide. And the finger picking is it's like a regular guitar. You pluck strings with right hand fingering. And next is body hit. Body hit is hitting the guitar body. It makes a percussive sound. And then I use palm, see here, palm hitting for bass drum, and then this nail for clicking sound. It simulates a clap or snare sound. And the next is harmonics. Harmonics is so basically there are several places that you can make harmonics. It's a 5th split, 7th split, 9th split, and 12th split, and then 19th split. You basically use 12th split and 7th and 19th split, 7th and 19th split. It is the same tone. And occasionally use 5th split harmonics. And also thumping. Thumping is it's sometimes called slapping. Make a percussive sound by hitting the 6 strings by thumb, right hand thumb, like this. Thing number 6 is recording. Now you have a song that you can play and you want to publish on internet, and then you're wondering what equipment you should use for recording your lap tapping. The simple answer is to use iPhone. Just use iPhone's voice recording or camera. It works pretty well. You just place iPhone in front of your guitar, and then there you go, you play it. If you want to spend more money on equipment, you might be interested in installing the guitar pickups. For example, what I usually use is LR Box Relic. It's a microphone type acoustic pickup that you install around under the bridge plate. So it basically collects string vibration and also body hit. It's pretty versatile, that works for any situation. If you want to play in a concert hall in front of audiences, maybe you want to install a different type of pickup. For example, I also install Canon Pure Mini pickup. It's a piezo type pickup that you basically install around under the bridge plate. And the downside of piezo pickup is it tends to be your artificial sound as compared to the microphone. But the upside is it doesn't howl in a concert hall that you tend to play very loudly. Okay, so that's everything you need to know before you start lap tapping. If you have questions, please leave a comment below. And if you see this video is valuable, don't forget to push a like button or consider subscribing. I'm actually planning to do more tutorial videos in upcoming few weeks. If you're interested in learning more things, please check the updates in this channel. Thank you for watching. Peace.
video.